Assalamu alaikum, my name is Mufti Menk, and welcome to this peaceful sanctuary of wisdom, guidance, and inspiration. Here, we explore the truths that strengthen your heart, protect your soul, and bring you closer to Allah. Today, we will uncover the secrets that safeguard your peace, preserve your dignity, and elevate your faith. You will learn the power of silence, the importance of keeping some matters sacred, and how restraint builds inner strength. We will discover why protecting your future begins with trusting Allah, and how true peace comes when you rely on Him, not the opinions of the world. Each insight is drawn from the timeless wisdom of the Quran and Sunnah, guiding you toward patience, mercy, and clarity in your journey. If you seek faith, serenity, and spiritual growth, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join our community of hearts united in trust, reflection, and devotion. Every word we speak carries weight more than we often realize. The tongue is a powerful tool, a gift from Allah that can build or destroy, comfort or wound, inspire or corrupt. Yet, in our haste to share, to unburden, or to seek validation, we sometimes forget that silence can be the greatest protection for our hearts and souls. There are moments when what we choose to say, and equally what we choose not to say, shapes not only our worldly life but our spiritual journey as well. Keeping certain things private is not a sign of weakness or fear. It is a mark of wisdom, a conscious act of safeguarding our peace, dignity, and closeness to Allah. In the Quran, Allah reminds us of the weight of our speech and the responsibility we bear, and speak to people good words. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:83. This simple command conceals deep meaning, guiding us to measure our words carefully, to ensure that every utterance carries benefit, not harm. There is an unparalleled power in restraint, a quiet strength in holding back. When you guard your words, you protect your inner world from unnecessary turmoil. Life is full of distractions, of eyes and ears that may misunderstand, judge, or misuse what you share. A family problem spoken too freely can ripple into tension, resentment, or conflict that could have been avoided. A secret revealed can bring shame or hurt, not only to you but to those you love. By keeping these matters close, you honor not only yourself but those around you, embodying the principles of trust, patience, and integrity. Silence, in its most profound form, becomes a sanctuary where the heart can rest and the soul can breathe freely, untouched by the clamor of opinions and gossip. Our world tempts us with constant exposure, a call to reveal every detail of our lives for fleeting recognition or approval. Yet the most profound wisdom teaches us that some truths are sacred, meant only for the eyes of Allah. By safeguarding what is personal, by holding our words with care, we demonstrate faith in His guidance. This restraint is not a burden, it is a form of protection that shields us from harm we may not foresee. The small moments of discretion, the quiet decisions to remain private, accumulate over time, building a fortress of inner peace and dignity. Trusting Allah with our secrets, our fears, our joys, and our struggles allows Him to guide us in ways we could never imagine. Consider the nature of words. They are living, breathing forces that travel beyond the moment of speaking. What we say can inspire hope or ignite pain, can lift hearts or weigh them down. There is wisdom in measuring our speech, in pausing before sharing thoughts that could leave us vulnerable. A future plan revealed too early may invite doubt, envy, or interference. A personal struggle spoken without discretion may attract criticism instead of compassion. Allah, in His infinite mercy, understands our vulnerabilities, and He has provided guidance on how to navigate them, to speak only what is good, to guard what is private, and to entrust our hearts fully to Him. This conscious restraint aligns our actions with faith, ensuring that our words serve a purpose rather than exposing us to unnecessary harm. The act of guarding your words extends to the smallest details of life. Your intentions, your efforts, the acts of kindness you perform in secret all hold immense value in the eyes of Allah. Charity given quietly, a kindness done without seeking recognition, a prayer whispered in solitude, these are treasures of the heart, safeguarded by discretion. To speak of them unnecessarily diminishes their purity, allowing the world to claim what belongs only to the soul. Silence, therefore, is not emptiness. It is a sacred vessel carrying the weight of your integrity, your faith, and your trust in Allah's wisdom. By keeping certain matters private, you cultivate humility, foster patience, and nurture the quiet strength that comes from reliance on divine guidance rather than human approval. Life will test this discipline. There will be moments when the temptation to speak feels overwhelming, when our emotions push us to reveal what perhaps should remain hidden. In these moments, we must remember that restraint is a form of courage, a conscious choice to prioritize our spiritual well-being over transient relief or recognition. By choosing silence over indiscretion, by carefully guarding the words that leave our lips, we create a space where peace can flourish. Our dignity is preserved, our relationships protected, and our connection to Allah strengthened. In these quiet decisions, we find the profound truth that our speech, like our deeds, is a reflection of the heart, and the heart flourishes most when it is nurtured with wisdom and discretion. The power of guarding your words extends beyond the individual. It affects families, communities, and society at large. When secrets are shared indiscriminately, misunderstandings arise, trust is broken, and hearts are wounded. When we choose silence over reckless speech, we contribute to harmony, we embody integrity, and we create an environment where respect and dignity thrive. This principle is timeless, echoed in the guidance of the prophets and the teachings of the Quran, a reminder that what we hold within our hearts and what we choose to share with others shapes not only our destiny, but the world around us. Every word spoken in haste can carry consequences unseen. Every secret shared carelessly can shift the balance of trust and peace. By embracing discretion, by guarding your words as carefully as you guard your soul, you align yourself with divine wisdom, drawing closer to Allah and fortifying your inner sanctuary against the storms of life. Silence, patience, and trust in Allah become intertwined, creating a life where peace, dignity, and faith are inseparable companions. Guard your words, for in them lies the essence of your soul, and in their restraint, the path to peace and closeness to Allah. There is a profound strength in silence, a quiet power that many fail to recognize in the rush of daily life. The world often tempts us to speak, to reveal, to share every thought, fear, or dream, but in that act of exposure, we risk more than we realize. Secrets, no matter how small, hold a sacred place within us, and when shared carelessly, they can ripple through our lives in ways that bring regret, pain, and distraction from the path Allah has laid before us. Silence, when embraced with understanding and faith, becomes more than the absence of speech. It becomes a shield, a protection for our hearts, our dignity, and our relationship with Allah. The Quran reminds us of the weight and responsibility of our words, and speak to people good words. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:83. This guidance calls us to reflect deeply before we speak, for every word carries consequences, visible or unseen, that shape our lives and those around us. Some secrets are not meant for the eyes or ears of anyone but Allah. Family struggles, personal weaknesses, private successes, and future plans are entrusted to our hearts for a reason. When we share them indiscriminately, we open ourselves to judgment, envy, and misunderstanding. There are moments when a seemingly harmless revelation can alter relationships, provoke tension, or invite harm. By choosing silence, we allow Allah to be the keeper of our secrets, trusting in His wisdom to guide us through challenges and protect us from the unforeseen. Patience becomes our strength, holding us steady when the impulse to speak is strong. In those moments, we are reminded that not all burdens need to be carried by others, and not all truths need to be revealed immediately. There is a sacred rhythm to life, and wisdom lies in discerning when to act, when to speak, and when to remain quiet. The power of silence extends beyond mere caution. It is an active form of faith. To remain silent is to trust Allah with the unseen, to surrender our vulnerabilities to His care, and to acknowledge that He alone knows what is best for our hearts and lives. When patience guides our speech, we cultivate a profound inner peace that is resistant to external chaos. The tongue, powerful as it is, can also betray us, spreading what should remain contained or twisting what we intend. Silence allows us to protect our intentions, ensuring that our words, when finally spoken, are aligned with purpose, truth, and wisdom. It is in this measured restraint that the soul finds refuge and the heart discovers the calm that only trust in Allah can bring. Life often tests this principle. There will be people who provoke, circumstances that challenge, and emotions that tempt us to reveal more than we should. In such times, silence is not a surrender, but a conscious act of strength. It is a reminder that we are not required to justify, explain, or expose every part of our journey to the world. By holding back, we protect ourselves from unnecessary conflict, from broken trust, and from regret. Silence, when paired with reflection, becomes a guidepost, allowing us to navigate interactions with dignity, integrity, and faith. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught that a person who guards their tongue guards their soul, emphasizing that restraint in speech is intertwined with spiritual protection and moral responsibility. There is also a subtle beauty in the quiet act of observing and listening. When we do not rush to speak, we open ourselves to understanding, empathy, and awareness. We witness the world through a lens of patience and clarity, noticing what others may overlook in their haste to react or comment. This mindfulness allows us to respond with wisdom rather than impulse, to engage with the world thoughtfully rather than recklessly. Silence is not emptiness. It is an active state of consciousness, a conscious decision to prioritize the eternal over the transient, the sacred over the superficial. In every withheld word, there is a moment of reflection, a pause that strengthens our connection with Allah, reminding us that He alone knows the depths of our hearts and the timing of all things. Trust in Allah is inseparable from the power of silence. When we withhold what is private, we practice reliance on Him, acknowledging that He sees what we cannot and knows what we need. Our patience is rewarded, not always immediately, but in ways that cultivate growth, understanding, and spiritual fortitude. The world may encourage us to overshare, to seek validation, or to unburden our hearts before others. But divine wisdom teaches that the most precious truths often remain unseen by human eyes. By placing our trust in Allah, we ensure that our secrets are protected, our intentions remain pure, and our hearts continue to flourish in faith and peace. Every act of restraint strengthens the spirit. Holding back a secret, a personal vulnerability, or even a small triumph is an investment in integrity, humility, and wisdom. When silence is chosen consciously, it becomes a sanctuary, a space where our hearts can recover from the pressures of life, free from scrutiny and judgment. This quiet strength allows us to cultivate patience, gratitude, and reliance on Allah, shaping our character and guiding our actions. It reminds us that not every battle needs to be fought, not every story needs to be told, and not every thought needs to be expressed. In this sacred pause, we align ourselves with divine guidance, trusting that the timing of revelation is in Allah's hands, and that what is meant for us will come to fruition in the right way. The power of silence is transformative. It protects relationships, preserves dignity, and nurtures a heart rooted in faith. Every word we refrain from speaking can prevent unnecessary harm. Every secret we guard strengthens our inner sanctuary, and every moment of patience allows us to grow closer to Allah. Life's trials may tempt us to expose what is personal, to seek solace in the ears of others, or to validate ourselves through sharing. Yet true peace, true strength, and true guidance emerge when we place our trust fully in Allah, allowing silence to shield us, patience to empower us, and faith to illuminate our path. Let your silence be your shield, and your trust in Allah your unwavering guide. Our dreams, our plans, our deepest struggles, these are the treasures of the heart, entrusted to us by Allah to guide our journey in this life. They are fragile, delicate, and filled with potential, and yet, in the wrong hands, even the smallest revelation can shift their course in ways we may never anticipate. To share too openly is to invite distraction, judgment, or interference that can alter the path laid out for us. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, teaches us that trust and patience are the foundations of faith, and that by guarding what is personal, we protect not only our present peace, but also the unfolding of our future. The Quran reminds us, and rely upon Allah, and sufficient is Allah as disposer of affairs. Surah Al-Imran 3, 159. This verse calls us to anchor our intentions and our hopes in Him, to understand that true guidance and protection come not from the approval of others, but from placing our trust wholly in Allah's mercy and wisdom. There is an unseen reality in life that we often overlook. Every word shared carries energy, every secret exposed invites response, and every dream spoken allowed risks, misinterpretation, or harm. The future is a delicate tapestry, and each decision we make, each revelation we allow, weaves a thread into it. Sharing your ambitions with someone who cannot guard them, who envies or misunderstands, can divert the blessings intended for you. Struggles spoken too freely may become sources of gossip, criticism, or discouragement. By keeping certain things private, you preserve their sanctity and allow Allah to guide their unfolding in the perfect timing He knows. Trust in Him ensures that your steps are aligned with divine wisdom, that your dreams are nurtured in their proper place, and that your struggles are transformed into lessons of strength, patience, and faith. Life often tests this principle with subtle and persistent temptations. The world encourages oversharing, seeking validation, and revealing our plans for immediate feedback. Yet the wisdom of Islam teaches that patience and discretion protect both the heart and the path we walk. By carefully choosing what to reveal and to whom, we maintain the integrity of our journey. Every hidden dream grows quietly, nurtured in the sanctuary of the heart, shielded from interference and negativity. Every private struggle becomes a space for reflection, resilience, and reliance on Allah. It is in these private moments, away from the gaze of the world, that character is refined, faith is strengthened, and the soul learns to trust in the unseen guidance of Allah. When we speak of our future too openly, we risk not only disappointment, but also distraction from our purpose. The world is filled with those whose hearts are not aligned with our intentions, who may sow doubt, jealousy, or discouragement. By guarding our dreams, we preserve their potential, allowing them to grow and flourish according to Allah's plan. Struggles kept private become lessons rather than burdens. Ambitions nurtured silently become achievements realized in their full glory. The act of restraint is not isolation, it is preparation. It is the conscious cultivation of patience, humility, and reliance upon the divine. Allah knows what is best for us, and when we place our trust in Him, our steps are guided with wisdom beyond our comprehension. The beauty of discretion is in its power to protect relationships, honor, and destiny. Sharing struggles or ambitions with those who cannot be trusted may inadvertently strain bonds, create misunderstandings, or invite envy. Silence and privacy safeguard these delicate aspects of life, allowing your journey to unfold with dignity and grace. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, exemplified this principle through his actions, revealing only what was necessary, safeguarding the trust of others, and placing reliance on Allah for outcomes. In following this example, we honor both our faith and our future. We learn that restraint in sharing is not a limitation but a form of strength, one that nurtures growth, preserves potential, and ensures that our steps remain aligned with divine guidance. Every dream kept sacred, every plan protected, and every struggle entrusted to Allah becomes a source of unseen blessings. They are strengthened in silence, fortified by faith, and guided by wisdom beyond our perception. Life's challenges may tempt us to reveal more than is prudent, to seek counsel where guidance may be shallow, or to share our hearts where judgment may await. Yet patience, trust, and discretion turn these moments into lessons of resilience and reliance upon Allah. By holding what is private close to our hearts, we cultivate clarity, focus, and the confidence that our future is in safe hands. In this quiet trust, our faith deepens, our purpose becomes clearer, and our journey unfolds with integrity and grace. There is a sacred timing to all things, a rhythm set by Allah's infinite wisdom. When we protect our dreams and struggles, we align ourselves with this timing, allowing each step, each opportunity, and each challenge to arrive exactly as it should. Oversharing risks rushing what is meant to come slowly, or exposing what is meant to be nurtured quietly. Every private aspiration, every concealed difficulty is a chance to exercise reliance upon Allah, to grow in patience, and to build a heart resilient to the distractions of the world. The act of guarding these treasures is not fear or hesitation. It is faith, a conscious surrender to the one who knows all things, sees all things, and orchestrates every moment with mercy and precision. Our trust in Allah transforms privacy into power. It turns discretion into a source of confidence and silence into a sanctuary for the heart. By revealing only what is necessary, by speaking with wisdom and holding sacred what is private, we protect our faith, our dignity, and the path we walk. Our future remains untainted by the opinions, envy, or misunderstanding of others. Our steps, guided by patience and divine wisdom, lead us toward fulfillment, clarity, and the peace that comes from knowing that Allah's plan is perfect, His timing flawless, and His care unfailing. Every hidden dream, every private struggle, every protected plan is a testament to faith in action, a quiet declaration that our destiny is in the hands of the most merciful, the all-knowing, the guardian of all hearts. Protect your future by guarding what is sacred, and let your trust in Allah illuminate the path before you in life. There are matters that belong solely to the heart and soul, sacred spaces that are meant to remain unseen by the eyes of the world and unspoken by the tongues of others. Islam teaches us that privacy is not merely a preference, but a protection, a divine guidance meant to safeguard our peace, dignity, and spiritual well-being. From family matters to personal struggles, there are realities that are entrusted to us alone, and their value lies in the discretion with which we treat them. Sharing them without discernment can invite judgment, misunderstanding, or interference that may disrupt not only our personal tranquility, but also the harmony of those around us. Allah reminds us of the importance of guarding what is private, and do not spy or backbite each other. Surah Al-Hujurat 49:12, emphasizing that respect, integrity, and discretion are central to a life of faith and moral responsibility. The wisdom of this guidance extends beyond social etiquette. It is a principle that protects the soul from unnecessary harm and preserves the sanctity of trust and dignity. When we safeguard our private matters, we are protecting the very essence of who we are. Family struggles, for example, are often complex, layered with emotions, history, and unspoken challenges. To reveal these issues to those outside the family unit risks distorting the truth, creating gossip, and potentially causing rifts that might never have existed. The privacy of such matters allows for reflection, patience, and careful decision, making guided by wisdom rather than impulse or external pressure. It allows hearts to heal in their own time and relationships to grow in a space of understanding rather than judgment. When discretion becomes a natural practice, the heart becomes stronger, more resilient, and more capable of navigating the trials of life with dignity and faith. By keeping some matters sacred, we honor not only ourselves but those we hold dear, acknowledging that certain truths are meant for Allah alone, and His understanding surpasses all. Personal struggles are another area where privacy becomes essential. We live in a world that encourages exposure, validation, and instant feedback, but true spiritual growth often requires patience, reflection, and discretion. The challenges we face, whether emotional, spiritual, or financial, carry lessons meant to refine our character, strengthen our faith, and draw us closer to Allah. Sharing these struggles indiscriminately may dilute their purpose, invite unsolicited advice, or even cause embarrassment. In contrast, preserving them as sacred allows us to process them thoughtfully, seek guidance through prayer, and cultivate resilience. Silence does not signify weakness. Rather, it is a conscious choice to entrust the unseen and the intimate to the one who knows all and understands fully. It is a reminder that the heart thrives in a sanctuary where trust in Allah is paramount and the intrusion of external opinions is minimized. The practice of protecting privacy extends to our intentions, plans, and aspirations. Dreams and goals are vulnerable when exposed too early or to the wrong audience. Jealousy, doubt, or interference can alter their trajectory, while careful preservation allows them to grow steadily under Allah's guidance. Islam encourages this discretion, teaching that what is hidden from the world yet seen by Allah carries immense spiritual significance. Acts of charity performed in secret, prayers whispered in solitude, and intentions nurtured privately are all recognized in the eyes of Allah, often with greater reward than those performed for public acknowledgement. This sacredness of privacy nurtures humility, integrity, and patience, creating a heart that is anchored in faith and a life that is resilient to external turbulence. Life's challenges will inevitably test our ability to maintain this sacred privacy. There will be moments of temptation to share what should remain concealed, moments when emotions press us to confide, and moments when we seek validation or comfort from others. In these instances, patience and trust in Allah become our guiding lights. By choosing discretion, we protect ourselves from unnecessary harm, preserve relationships, and cultivate inner peace. Silence, when paired with reflection and prayer, becomes a source of clarity, allowing us to discern the proper course of action while guarding our hearts from the disruptions of judgment or misinterpretation. This deliberate restraint transforms our private moments into spaces of spiritual nourishment, where faith can grow, the heart can recover, and wisdom can flourish. The protection of privacy also has profound implications for our relationships. Trust, once broken, can be difficult to restore, and revealing the intimate details of others' lives can cause lasting harm. By respecting the boundaries of what is sacred, we model integrity, compassion, and respect, fostering harmony and trust in our families, communities, and social circles. Privacy becomes a mutual safeguard, where the dignity of each individual is preserved, and relationships are strengthened through discretion and understanding. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, exemplified this principle through his actions, revealing only what was necessary, honoring the confidences of others, and consistently demonstrating respect for the sacred trust placed in him. Following this example, we learn that discretion is not merely a protective measure, but a moral imperative rooted in faith. Every act of preserving privacy strengthens the soul, cultivates patience, and deepens reliance upon Allah. By keeping personal struggles, family matters, and private intentions sacred, we create a space where reflection, prayer, and guidance can flourish. The heart, shielded from unnecessary intrusion and judgment, develops clarity and resilience. The mind, free from the burdens of gossip or scrutiny, can focus on growth and purpose. The soul, nurtured in trust and secrecy, becomes more attuned to Allah's guidance and more capable of embracing His mercy. Each withheld word, each preserved secret, and each act of discretion is a step toward inner peace, a gesture of faith, and a testament to the wisdom embedded in the teachings of Islam. It is in these quiet moments of protected privacy that the heart truly learns to rely upon Allah. When secrets, struggles, and sacred matters are entrusted to Him alone, we release the weight of unnecessary exposure and invite divine guidance into every aspect of our lives. This trust is not passive. It is an active, conscious surrender to the one who sees, knows, and understands fully. The protection of privacy becomes a practice of faith, a form of spiritual discipline that cultivates patience, strengthens character, and preserves the sanctity of our hearts. In doing so, we safeguard not only our present peace but the unfolding of our future, trusting that Allah's wisdom will guide each step, nurture each intention, and honor each secret in its perfect time. Privacy is sacred, and in protecting it, we protect our hearts, our peace, and our faith. There is a quiet, profound power in restraint, a strength that grows when we hold back what is personal, sacred, and meaningful. Islam teaches us that keeping our good deeds, acts of charity, and personal challenges private is not a sign of secrecy for its own sake, but a path to cultivating inner strength, humility, and a deeper connection with Allah. When we act in ways that are known only to Allah, every effort becomes purified, untainted by the desire for recognition or praise. The Quran reminds us, "And they give food in spite of love for it to the needy, the orphan, and the captive, saying, 'We feed you only for the countenance of Allah. We wish not from you reward or gratitude.'" Surah Al-Insan 76, 8-9. This teaches us that the true value of our actions lies in sincerity, in the intention behind them, and in the trust that Allah sees what others may not. Restraint in sharing our good deeds allows us to build humility, a quality that strengthens the soul and shields it from arrogance. When acts of kindness are performed for recognition, they are diminished, their spiritual benefit limited by the ego that seeks approval. But when these deeds are kept private, their impact is magnified in ways that only Allah can measure. The heart grows stronger, not because others see or praise, but because it learns to rely on divine approval alone. In moments of giving, of helping, or of enduring personal challenges in silence, the believer experiences a profound sense of purpose and spiritual fulfillment. These private moments of devotion are a sanctuary for the soul, where the heart finds peace in knowing that sincerity is witnessed by the all-knowing, the most merciful. Charity, in particular, holds immense reward when given quietly. Public charity may inspire others, but it also risks pride and the desire for recognition, which can undermine the sincerity of the act. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught that the highest reward comes to those who give in secret, where neither gratitude nor acknowledgement from others is sought. When we give silently, we are reminded that every coin, every gesture, and every sacrifice is a conversation between the heart and Allah. This discretion protects the giver from the distractions of the world and ensures that the reward is solely for the one who knows all intentions. The act of restraint transforms ordinary charity into a profound spiritual exercise, fostering patience, humility, and trust in Allah's infinite mercy. Personal challenges, too, are strengthened when faced with quiet perseverance. Life inevitably brings trials, emotional, financial, or spiritual, that test the limits of our patience and faith. By choosing to keep these struggles private, we allow ourselves the space to reflect, to pray, and to seek guidance without the interference of judgment or unsolicited advice. Silence is a shield, protecting the heart from harm, envy, or misunderstanding. It is in these private moments of endurance that the soul develops resilience, the mind gains clarity, and the heart deepens its reliance on Allah. Every challenge faced in quiet strength becomes a source of purification, humility, and inner fortitude, molding character in ways that public acknowledgement often cannot. Restraint is also a reminder of the temporary nature of worldly attention and praise. The world may offer applause, recognition, or admiration for deeds done openly, but these are fleeting, often tied to superficial perceptions rather than true understanding. Sincere acts performed in the privacy of the heart transcend worldly judgment and are measured by their alignment with faith, integrity, and devotion to Allah. Every withheld word, every unseen act, every private struggle carries weight in the unseen realm, building spiritual wealth that cannot be diminished by human opinion. In this way, restraint becomes a form of protection, a method of preserving the soul's connection to the divine, and a shield against the ego that seeks validation. The discipline required for restraint cultivates patience. It teaches us to act without immediate recognition, to persevere without external encouragement, and to find contentment in divine approval alone. Patience is intertwined with humility, as we acknowledge that the fruits of our actions, the guidance we seek, and the resolution of our challenges belong ultimately to Allah's wisdom and timing. By practicing restraint, the heart learns to rely less on the transient reactions of people and more on the eternal guidance of the Creator. This reliance nurtures serenity, resilience, and clarity, enabling the believer to navigate life's complexities with strength and faith. Silence and privacy in good deeds and challenges also foster gratitude. When we act without expectation of acknowledgement, our awareness of Allah's mercy and blessings grows deeper. We are reminded that every ability, every opportunity, and every resource is a gift from Him, and every action taken, is a chance to express gratitude in its purest form. The heart becomes attuned to divine presence, sensitive to subtle blessings, and appreciative of the guidance that sustains every step. Gratitude nurtures humility, patience, and contentment, reinforcing the spiritual cycle initiated through restrained, sincere action. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, exemplified the power of restraint throughout his life. He performed countless acts of charity, devotion, and guidance with humility, often away from the public eye. His teachings emphasize that the unseen effort, the private struggle, and the silent prayer carry profound reward and cultivate a heart aligned with Allah's mercy. Following this example, believers are reminded that restraint is not withdrawal from the world, but an intentional choice to prioritize sincerity, spiritual growth, and connection with the divine over fleeting worldly attention. Every act of restraint, every private good deed, and every challenge faced in silence contributes to a life of strength, humility, and faith. The soul matures, the heart becomes steadfast, and the mind gains clarity. Privacy allows reflection, protects the spirit from distractions, and ensures that our journey remains guided by intention rather than opinion. It is a sacred practice, one that aligns the believer's life with divine wisdom and prepares the heart to receive the eternal reward that only Allah can bestow. Strength in restraint transforms ordinary actions into extraordinary acts of faith. When deeds, charity, and personal challenges are kept private, the heart grows resilient, the soul attains humility, and the connection with Allah deepens beyond measure. It is in these quiet, unobserved moments that true spiritual growth occurs, shaping character, fortifying faith, and preparing the believer for the blessings and tests that lie ahead. By keeping your good deeds, charity, and personal challenges private, you cultivate strength, humility, and a profound connection with Allah's mercy. The human heart often seeks validation, understanding, and reassurance from those around us. It is natural to desire someone to listen, to confirm that our feelings are justified, or to share the burdens that weigh upon our minds. Yet, the world, with all its voices and opinions, is not always a source of guidance or safety. Many times, the words of others can mislead, distract, or even harm us when we expose what is sacred, personal, or delicate. Islam teaches that true peace, clarity, and strength come not from the opinions of others, but from placing unwavering trust in Allah. Every secret, every dream, every fear, and every struggle is seen fully and understood completely by Him alone. He is the all-knowing, the most merciful, and the one who guides hearts with infinite wisdom. To trust Him fully is to anchor oneself in a sanctuary of protection, assurance, and divine understanding, far beyond what the world can ever offer. The temptation to overshare is constant. In moments of anxiety or excitement, the desire to reveal our hopes or fears can be overwhelming. We may seek affirmation from friends, family, or colleagues, thinking that their counsel or empathy will soothe our hearts. Yet human understanding is limited, perspectives are shaped by experience and bias, and hearts may respond with judgment rather than guidance. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, emphasized the importance of discretion and reliance on Allah, teaching that not all matters are meant for discussion with others, especially those that may affect our inner peace or spiritual path. By entrusting our personal concerns and deepest intentions to Allah, we align ourselves with a wisdom that surpasses human limitations. Our secrets remain safe, our hearts remain calm, and our focus remains on the path of faith and righteousness. Trusting Allah above opinions of others strengthens the heart and nurtures resilience. Every individual encounters moments of doubt, fear, or temptation, where sharing a private struggle might seem like a relief. Yet, exposing these vulnerabilities can sometimes compound the burden, invite unnecessary criticism, or distract from the lessons inherent in the challenge. By choosing to keep these matters between ourselves and Allah, we develop patience, reliance, and spiritual fortitude. Our faith is tested and strengthened in the quiet spaces where we seek guidance through prayer, reflection, and trust, rather than seeking approval or understanding from others. This conscious act of reliance nurtures humility, reminding us that ultimate wisdom and knowledge belong to Allah alone, and His timing and plan are perfect. Dreams, aspirations, and intentions are also vulnerable to the judgments and interference of others. When shared prematurely or with those who do not have our best interest at heart, they may be criticized, discouraged, or misunderstood. Protecting them by placing our trust in Allah ensures that they grow in accordance with His guidance. In the Quran, Allah reassures us that He is the best disposer of affairs, and rely upon Allah, and sufficient is Allah as disposer of affairs in Surah Al-Imran 3:159. This is a profound reminder that our hopes, ambitions, and fears are safest when entrusted to Him. By seeking His guidance and protection, we create the conditions for our dreams to flourish without interference, our fears to transform into lessons, and our private efforts to be recognized in ways beyond the perception of the world. The practice of trusting Allah over human opinions cultivates clarity and inner peace. When we stop depending on the validation of others, we free ourselves from the constant fluctuations of praise, criticism, and judgment. Our hearts are no longer tossed by the winds of approval or rejection, but are anchored in certainty that Allah sees, understands, and will guide us in what is best. Every whispered doubt, every secret fear, every unspoken hope becomes a conversation between the soul and its Creator, a private sanctuary where the heart can find strength, patience, and serenity. In this sacred space, the soul grows resilient, fortified by faith, and less vulnerable to the turbulence of human judgment or interference. Life presents continual tests of this principle. There will always be voices that encourage exposure, that tempt us to justify, explain, or seek confirmation from others. Moments of loneliness, uncertainty, or excitement may pressure us to overshare. Yet the wisdom of Islam teaches that patience, discretion, and trust in Allah transform these trials into opportunities for spiritual growth. By relying on Him, we learn to navigate our fears and hopes with guidance that is perfect, consistent, and infinitely merciful. Each struggle becomes a lesson, each challenge a step toward fortifying our hearts, and each private dream an opportunity for divine blessing and alignment with our true purpose. The serenity that comes from trusting Allah over opinions of others cannot be overstated. When secrets, ambitions, and fears are kept in the care of the One who knows all, our hearts experience a profound calm. We are no longer at the mercy of judgment, misunderstanding, or misplaced advice. Instead, we are enveloped in divine protection, guided by wisdom that is beyond our comprehension, and comforted by mercy that never falters. This reliance encourages reflection, prayer, and intentionality, ensuring that when we act, we do so from a place of alignment with faith, integrity, and trust. The heart that relies on Allah develops resilience and perspective, understanding that the opinion of humans, no matter how influential, can never replace the insight and care of the most merciful. Every fear entrusted to Allah becomes lighter, every dream nurtured in secret grows stronger, and every personal challenge becomes a source of spiritual refinement, The process of trusting Him fosters patience, humility, and fortitude. It reminds us that our peace is not dependent on the approval of the world, but on our connection with the One who sees all hearts and understands all intentions. By consciously choosing trust over disclosure, we cultivate a life that is centered, grounded, and guided by the principles of faith. We are protected from unnecessary harm, relieved from the burden of judgment, and prepared to receive guidance, support, and blessings in ways that are both unseen and profound. Trusting Allah above all else also teaches us to value His timing. When we share our struggles, hopes, and fears with others prematurely, we may act before the right moment or reveal matters that require patience and reflection. By placing our confidence in Allah, we allow our journey to unfold in accordance with His perfect wisdom. Every private concern, every hidden dream, every unspoken fear becomes part of a divine plan, nurtured in a way that maximizes benefit, minimizes harm, and aligns with the ultimate purpose of our lives. This trust is both a shield and a compass, offering protection and guidance simultaneously, and establishing a foundation of peace that cannot be shaken by the changing tides of human opinion. True peace, therefore, emerges when we learn to release the need for validation, approval, or understanding from others. When secrets, fears, and dreams are entrusted to Allah, the heart experiences a sanctuary of calm and clarity. Silence and discretion, rooted in faith, become tools of protection and growth, allowing the soul to thrive in patience, humility, and reliance upon divine wisdom. The opinions of the world may fluctuate, mislead, or distract, but the guidance, care, and understanding of Allah remain constant, unwavering, and perfect. By choosing to trust Him above all, we cultivate a life of integrity, inner strength, and profound peace, knowing that what is sacred in our hearts is safeguarded by the Most Merciful, and every step we take is guided by wisdom beyond our comprehension. Trust Allah with your heart, your dreams, and your fears, and you will find a peace that no opinion of this world can ever disturb. May Allah protect your heart, strengthen your faith, and guide your steps. Remember, your peace is sacred, your secrets are precious, and your trust in Allah is your ultimate shield. Keep your words measured, your actions sincere, and your heart patient. Thank you for joining this journey of wisdom and reflection. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and return for more reminders that illuminate the soul and deepen your connection with Allah. Until next time, stay patient, stay mindful, and keep your trust in the Most Merciful.